perfection coming up. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the end, it's gonna be us. Don't need a spotlight on this grind. I run it up in the cut. Gotta eat, skip the sleep till the work done. I be up, I'm getting mine. Ain't no rush. This perfection coming up. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the end, it's gonna be us. Don't need a spotlight on this grind. I run it up in the cut. Gotta eat, skip the sleep till the work done. I be up. Ain't trying to beef up.
Welcome back to the Crosscast. It's your man Cleveland Holmes to be professional. Showtime if you nasty. It's school time, people. It's time for the young ones to go back to school. That means, hey, single mothers, I know y'all got a little free time on y'all hands. I'm kind of into y'all, let's get together. No, I'm just bullshitting. Actually, I'm not bullshitting, but let's get past that. Kids, okay. I'm gonna actually use this as a moment to try to get transparent with y'all. My son has his first day of high school today. And now, today's kind of been a slow day for me. I've been kind of feeling a little off and just kind of wondering what that was. And it's been kind of creeping up on me for the last couple weeks. I've been doing little things to, make sure I stay in good spirits. But I think I was nervous about my boy starting high school because I know how pivotal these next few years of his life can be, and in all honesty, the last couple years, what I've been doing with myself, 70% of that reason was getting ready for this right here. Like, this is what I need to be all right for. This is where I need to be available. This is where I need to put on my skills as a father. Like, whatever I've picked up along the way, between my fuck ups, the things I've done right, all of that. This is kind of what I was preparing for, man. Like, I've been living just to get to this moment right here. Like, right now, this is damn near the pinnacle of my existence at the moment, Getting him from that teenage into that young adult with the right mindset. And, like, for me, I felt a bunch of different ways. And, like, for people that know me, like, I'm not super duper emotional, which is kind of funny because I can get passionate about stuff. I think life has kind of had a way of making me not be as emotional about things as maybe I once was. And I'm okay with that because it kind of keeps me level-headed in most situations. But today, man, I can't lie. Like, I had a overflow of different emotions. Like, it wasn't just one. It's like, I'm horrified. Like, my boy is growing up, man. Like, he's trying to get into manhood. Like, he's coming, man. And I can't stop that shit. Like, I can't slow it down or nothing. It's just freight train rolling. Like, the other day, he said to me, he's like, this, like, time's moving faster. I'm like, shit. Like, in my head, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, man, it'll slow down once the school year starts. But it's like, man, time moves fast for me now. Like, I'm not in school. But, like, for him to notice that, like, you notice the time speeding up is just, it's a lot to deal with. And it's like, I'm horrified. I'm excited. I'm confident. I'm nervous. It's like, it's a whole jumble of emotions. And part of that is because I know where I was at around this age that he is. He's 14, he'll be 15. So I know where my head was at that time. I was actually heavily stressed out at that time, as a kid. And it wasn't because I had, like, bad parents or anything. My parents were actually great, as great as they could be. I'm actually super grateful for them because they, I kind of went off the beaten path for a while, but they left those breadcrumbs there so I could find my way back, and that's through their teachings. I know that. I didn't learn that doing whatever I was out doing, So I guess like the nervousness comes from maybe there's that potential he goes off the beaten path, and I would hate to see that because honestly, everybody doesn't turn around. I'm not even fully like turned around. I mean, my mindset is right, so in my head, I'm good, but I'm still going through shit. You know what I mean? But I've secured myself better. You know what I'm saying? I'm more clear-headed, and I would like for him to be like that, but I would rather him not go off the path in the first place. So that makes me nervous. I'm confident because I talk to him, and where it seems like his head is at to me, it seems like it's in a good place, So I'm like, as long as he's not pulling no wool over my eyes, I'm like, he should be all right. But I know that around this age, start running into girls and the agenda is different, y'all think y'all in love. I'm not going to discredit kids having love for each other, but it's a little more complicated than it seems to a child. There's going to be things like your friends might start getting off into drugs and dumb shit and skipping school and just fucking off. I know that's a real thing. I seen it, and I just hope that he's confident enough or doesn't want to be in that. Like, I hope that things that I've told him or things he's seen me go through deters him from that. And I'm nervous because like hell, there's a possibility you can fall right into that. Like that's one of my biggest fears, And because I'm watching these kids nowadays, they doing shit and like they're dying, man. Like they're dying at what seems like an alarming rate, when really it's probably just because we have access to so much news. It just seems like shit's happening way more than it actually is. I don't know, but it's alarming, man. It's scary as a parent to look at that stuff, And you just hope that that's not your child. Like your child is the one or one of the ones that can move past that obstacle easily. So it's a lot to take in, man. It's those high school years, man. I know any of the viewers that are not in high school, like y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know shit get real in high school. Hell, I had him in high school. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna be Scarface. I thought I was a gangster. I want to run around, tote guns. It's just stupid. Like just unnecessary hurdles. Like I just made a bunch of unnecessary problems for myself that I could have moved past, and I would have rather went around. Like when I look at it in hindsight, but I don't regret much because I wouldn't be who I am right now. I wouldn't be able to move with the same conviction I move with now if I hadn't gone through those things. So as grateful as I can be, to say I'm 100% okay with everything. I'd be lying, but I'm okay enough to where it's not, I don't beat myself up about past decisions no more. It is what it is. Just as a parent, I would like to see that what he thinks is important is in line with what I've been trying to teach him up until this point. And that kind of brings me into the main message I wanted to portray here today is putting out clear messages, presenting clear messages. Like, it's not good to leave it to someone else to figure out what you might mean when you can clearly just tell someone what you mean. Now, if they take it a different way, that's their problem. But on your end, convey clear messages in whatever sense that is. Like, I've noticed, you know, lately I've been, just paying attention to things where, like, maybe I'm in a car with someone and they're like, hey, should I go turn in this one or turn in that one? And I'm like, well, they both lead to the same spot, so, you can just do one. And they kind of like stutter stepping on the one, and it's like, oh, should I go there? Like, and like, I notice, like, I get frustrated with that, but then it's like, I had to think, like, they asked me something and I left it up to them to figure out what I meant. Kind of, sort of. I mean, that's not the best example, but that was the first one that came to mind. I left it up to them when I could have just said, turn in this one. And if they missed that one, oh, okay, we'll turn in this one. And that's part of, it's healthy to give clear messages, from a leadership standpoint or from a subordinate or teammate standpoint. If you're the leader of the team and there is something that, as a subordinate or a teammate, role player, that I need to clearly convey that to you. Or if I'm the leader of the team, I need to clearly, that is even more important at that spot, where it's like, I need to clearly communicate what the objective is and how we're supposed to reach that, and like, even the main example that I was thinking in my head with my son, conveying a clear message. You get into this age where I know certain moves you make now could potentially affect you in adulthood. So I want you to avoid certain things. So how do I show you that? Because I can talk to you until blue in the face. But if I don't show you anything, there's a good chance you're going to do what you see. So over these last couple of years, like, even when you was younger, I would tell them, it's drinking shit bad, smoking's bad, da 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 da. So up until a couple of years ago, I was still doing this shit, So if you think I'm cool, you probably think everything I do is cool, or most of what I do is cool. So me setting a clear example would be to show you that how much I don't think this stuff is cool. Stop it. That's one of the big parts of my motivation for stopping that. Finding a way to make myself more financially stable, and I'm still improving upon that too. That show improvement, showing growth, show that you don't have to settle for things. You don't have to settle for, oh well, I got this job, just pay the bills. I'm just gonna sit here. Nah, you go for what you want. So, like, starting this podcast, you know what I'm saying? He watched me. Well, I bought this fucking camera years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I'm showing. I'm happy to be able to do that. I'm happy that I was able to muster up that strength. Now, I do it for myself also, because I need to do the things. I need to be true to myself. But at the same time, he's a part of me. So being true to myself is being true to him, at least in my head, that I combine the two. I don't know if that's healthy or not. It hasn't steered me wrong so far, so I'm going to run with it. But just leading by example, and making my message consistent with my actions. That's part of giving a clear message. I'm presenting you with a clear message. So if I tell you this is bad, but then I go ahead and do it, it's confusing. I'm leaving it to you to figure out what exactly I mean. Do I mean, like, it's only bad for some people? Nah, I say that shit ain't no good for nobody. You know what? I'm done with it. Or, hey, just make sure you got some other hobby that you're into. Something else that you like to do other than just school, go home, video games. School, go home, video games. It's more to life. Like, find what you like. Use this time to your advantage, because it's harder to find things you like when you get caught up in that check to check grind. You tired. You out here slaving for somebody else's dream, and if you don't have a plan, the world will make a plan for you. Because other people out here got plans, and you fit right into it. So having a plan, and right now, while you don't got bills and responsibilities and stuff like that, find what it is you like. Find what it is you like. My thing is, like, I don't push the college thing super hard on my son. I do let him know, like, there's a benefit to it, but if you want to go to college, go for a specific, like, I want to be this. Like, I want to be a fucking marine biologist. Go for that. Like, just those vague degrees, and you building up all these student loans and shit, it could potentially help, but there's other ways to do it. That's not the only route. I don't knock it. I don't recommend it. It's just, that's an option for you. And shit, if you get on some type of team or something, now if you can go to school for free, then that shit is all pluses. It's all pluses. But racking up that debt for no reason, I don't condone that. I don't knock it either. But it is what it is. Like, so just really, like, I'm big on giving that clear message to him right now. And like, that's when I sat down and let all these feelings just crash into me today. I just let them all crash. Like, what am I feeling? What am I going through? Like, what? I just let it all crash. And it's like, me kind of not being as emotional as maybe I was as a child. Every now and then it feels good to, like, feel something, like, anxious. Once I realize what it is, it's nice to know I'm human. It's nice. And that's how I create, like, when I find these little feelings, I gotta grab them and use them for something, not ignore them. Because I'm good at ignoring them. I gotta use them. So I grab this one. Hell, right now it's nighttime. Normally, like I told you, I normally pod during the day. I almost didn't even pod today, man. I was feeling the way, and I was just gonna kind of chill and do my thing, and just kind of embrace whatever was going on. But I'm like, I can use this. Like, I had a different idea ready to go for today. I kind of scrapped it, threw that shit out, and this is what I'm coming with, man. Like, this is real. Like, this is raw. This is my heart. I care about this stuff. Like, having a high schooler, it's a big deal to me because I know that's where I went left. I started going left in the 9th grade. By 10th, I was taking a hard left. Like, I was out there. So by 11th and 12th grade, the only time I would show up to school is if I had court coming up. Like, I was just weird. and like, I was somebody's father, in those last 2 years of high school. Like, I was somebody's father. I was kind of bugged out. I was warped, man. I lost myself for a while because that's not what I learned at home, and right now I want to make sure that that's not the only thing he sees, like, even the other day, like, okay, I pay child support. I've been on child support since as long as I can remember. But, like, in the past, when I was, like, heavy on the drinking and partying and shit, school time come around. Now, there's been times where I've helped out with the school stuff, but I always had, like, an attitude about it. It's like, man, I'm spending my money, I'm paying child support, blah, 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 blah. Just a sour-ass nigga. Whereas, the other day, I reached out to him, like, hey, you need something for me. I know you about to go back to school, like, well, I could use, maybe some more shoes, some more clothes. And I just sent him a couple dollars. Where it's like, it didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it felt good to just be like, oh, my boy, here you go. Do what you need to do with that. It wasn't $1 million, but it was something to, get fresh. Get fresh. And I'm sure he was already gonna have something cool to wear, but now you go pick exactly what you want. That's what I want to show him, because that's what a father is. I'm there for you for the important shit. I'm there. I'm always there. I'm usually always there, but it felt different this time. Like, I feel like it's different right now. Like, I need to be there even more. Like, because right now this is this emotional development stage that he's gonna be going through. This is where we really about to really click. Like, we always been good. This is where we really about to click. Like, I can either really click with you or I can lose you. And if I lose you, who's to say how long you be lost? It could be a year or two. It could be 10. It could be forever. So that's a challenge. At least I feel like it's a challenge that I'm ready to tackle. I'm ready to tackle it. And I think that's kind of what I was going through earlier today. Like, am I ready for this? Am I ready for this? And I guess right now I just kind of made up my mind, like, yeah, I'm ready for that, man. Like, this is going. It's going. I'm gonna do my best. That's all I can do, and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my best, and hopefully it's good enough. Hopefully he receives it the way that I intend for it to be received. So other parents may be able to relate to that. It's high schoolers, hell, kindergartners, all those little key milestones of kids growing up. First day of middle school, first day of high school, first day of preschool, first day of kindergarten. All that bullshit. It lets you know time is moving, right? Whether you want it to be or not, get ready for the next step. And I think as of right now, like, I'm finally ready for that next step. So anybody that's watching this, thank you for listening to me give myself therapy. I guess I needed to say that out loud. Let's get off into some more fun shit. So me and a friend of mine's, she was talking to me a couple weeks ago, like, man, I want to see a psychic. I want to go see a psychic. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, sure. You find one, I'll go too. Me just, I was just kidding unless she was going to do it. It was one of those. And, well, she wasn't playing. So she found a psychic, and that's my plan tomorrow. I'm going to go see what this psychic got to say. I'm going to definitely report back to y'all about that, because I think that should be an experience, to say the least. Like, it seems so goofy. Like, a part of me wants to believe that there are real people that can kind of be in tune so much that they can, pick up on that energy, that frequency, to let you know certain shit about life. Not maybe not necessarily look into the future. Oh, you're going to do this, that, and that. I don't think that's really that possible, because as soon as you tell me, I can switch it. So, just like, if you head in this direction, good things will happen. If you head in that one, bad. And, like, actually be right about that shit. Like, I want to believe that's there. The dreamer / hopeless romantic in me wants to believe that can be done. The logical, battle-scarred, earth-walking nigga in me is like, man, we about to go over here and pay this lady, pop some bullshit off at it, like a fucking horoscope reading out the newspaper, like, just come tell me some old general-ass shit that would apply to anybody that showed up. So, hopefully, I'm excited. I'm excited. It should be a fun experience. I expect her to really put some effort into it, so that if nothing else, it'll be fun and shit for me to watch this lady try to convince me she knows something. If I feel like, if I get the sense that she's completely a fake, it should be fun to watch her try to convince me otherwise. Or, it could be a super great experience because it's like, hold on, this lady might be on to something. I would like to be impressed like that. That would be a good day. That would definitely that would make my day. I'm not gonna lie. So let's go, psychic lady. What you got for me? I'm here. I'm ready. So making music great again, man. I don't want to skip that. My boy Daniel Caesar. I don't know if I ever spoke about him before. If I did, so what? It's my show. He got some joints, man. I like to do nice little vocal range on them. Songs that are about things that young black guys might sing about. But I think he wraps it up nicely in a different way where you kind of get multiple looks. You don't get the same sounding song every trip. You get metaphysical talk in there, even if it's just about like a girl and having sex, but it's nice to listen to, relaxing, smooth. He know what he doing. I ain't mad at that. Fun fact, the guy's Canadian. I thought he was like Jamaican. So I learned that today. I don't think that really matters. I just thought that was funny. Like, oh, really? This guy's Canadian? He just seemed real Jamaican. I don't know if that's racist or I hope not. This can't be racist. I'm black, right? Right. Yeah, man. But there's those clear messages, man. Those clear messages. Of course, I gotta circle back to that because it's important. Like hell, even with the guy that I'm telling you about music wise, Daniel Caesar. I'm giving you a clear message. This is what I like about him. This is what I think about him. There's no room for you to be like, well, what do you mean by that? And it's definitely good from a leadership standpoint, and not to toot my own horn or anything, but something that I've had to come to accept, and I'm really starting to accept more of is I'm a leader, and exactly what that means. It takes a certain level of humility to be a great leader or a good one. And that's why, like, younger me, I've always had leadership qualities, but I can't say I was a good leader because, well, I was on bullshit, So, like, today, whether I want to be it or not, that's just kind of where shit falls in my life, And I'm really not trying to sound cocky because I do like to be cocky. So right now I'm really trying not to be. But in a lot of situations, I notice that people kind of, once you get a feel for me, it's I guess easier for people. They can find some type of comfort and trust in going along with maybe something I suggest or recommend, or I get that a lot, and really like trying to get into that and actually accept that for what it is, because really, in all honesty, when it really comes to the grand scheme of things, like how I really see things going, that's a lot of responsibility. And I can't necessarily say I care to have that all the time. I like it at times where I know exactly what I want to do. Then I don't mind it. But it's like, there's times where you got to figure stuff out. And it's a lot easier to just kind of, hey, which one do I got to turn in? Well, they both go to the same place, pick one, and they jerking in the street. When it's like, I should have just picked one. I could have just picked one. I like to let people kind of think for themselves. I don't want you to only go off of my thought. But part of being a leader is realizing you need to be informed and you need to be able to point your team in the right direction. And it's like, as much as I don't care to always be the leader, I don't care to be the follower as much either. I kind of, and that's not to say there's anything wrong with that, because when it comes to a team, every part is necessary. Every part is necessary. I can't stress that enough. Without there's no leader if there's no other team members. And like I want to use the word followers, but like I don't want to seem like I'm trying to slight somebody or downplay anybody's position, because they're all equally important. They just have different names, and different titles, different roles, different responsibilities. A team is a team, So like even when you hear that LeBron and Jordan debate, it's like, who's the better player? And it's like neither one of them would have did shit without their team. If you want to go just strictly off a player, you got to look at stats. You got to look at points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, all of that, shooting percentage. And you might come up with an answer like LeBron. Or you might be like, Jordan was better. He got 6 rings. It's like you can't win rings without a team. So it's like, and LeBron doesn't get any assists or any rings without his team. So the team game is, the team is just as important as the leader of the team, if not more important. And as a leader, you got to know how to delegate. And when it comes to delegating, you need to be clear and concise. And that's part of why people want to follow you. Like when I'm firing on all cylinders, I'm usually spot on with stuff. And I realize that's kind of why people's like, okay, I can't. Well, what should we do here? Because when I'm locked in, I'm locked in. And right now, I promise I'm not being cocky. I'm just revealing what I've noticed. And I get a lot better results out of people when I know what it is. Or when I make a decision. When I make a decision, it usually goes better for me and the other parties involved. Now, if you don't ask, and maybe it's a situation where you don't need, go ahead. I like to surround myself with people that I can trust to function without me. But that's part of what makes a great team. If you can be the leader of a team of fully capable people, your team is crazy. Like an all-star team, It's like, hey, to be a leader of leaders, it's not a trait to take lightly. It's actually, kind of like a blessing, So I'm kind of accepting that could possibly be my role in life. And, if I got to tackle it, then that's what I got to do. Guys, I'm all right with that. I got the energy for it. I got to go for it. I'm determined to win at whatever it is I'm doing. So hopefully, and maybe I'm just thinking too highly of myself. In which case, I'd be happy to lead when need be. Or lead my damn self and let other people do what they're doing. And then when we come together, hey, I'm going to do what I want and you do what you want. I'm okay with that too. But in the grand scheme of things, I know how shit works. You can see it. You see it everywhere. You got leaders of the packs with animals. You got managers and shit at work. They're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's too many people and everybody gets to make the choice, you probably don't get anywhere. unless you have one or two choices. If you just like, okay, what should we do today? And there's 20 people, you probably get a different answer from each one. So being able to clearly convey what it is that you think should be done, what you think is efficient in a manner that everyone else can understand it and is in line with it, that's a great skill to have. And even with your children, man, conveying a clear message to them about how they should carry themselves or things that's going on in life, it's a good skill to have. And when it comes to leading or conveying those clear messages, leading by conveying them by more than just words. Words, anybody can say words. I can tell you I love you, I can tell you I hate you, I can tell you I got $1 million. And none of them have to be true. But if I'm walking down the street, I'm walking down the street. I can't fake that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm out here working out, I can't fake that. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. If I'm lying, eventually you'll catch that too. So conveying a clear message is more than just words. It's actions too, especially to those that are close enough to you to see your actions. So just being aware of that and making sure that whatever position you play on the team or in life or wherever you're at, whatever your position is, conveying a clear message is important, whatever that message may be. And let's say you at a point where something's amiss, but you don't know what it is. Maybe you should wait to present that message and try to figure out exactly what that message is. So that way you can convey it clearly and things don't go wrong or you don't end up resentful because maybe you presented a piece and somebody else figured the rest of it out and they taking credit for it. If you that type of person. But it's clear messages, people. That's work on that. And I know I'm working on it, especially as I'm progressing in my life outside of this screen or these microphones, however you're listening to it. As I progress in life outside of this, it's getting closer to go time. I got stuff in the works that is this is what I've been gearing up for the last couple of years. I've been gearing up for this. I got it. When it's time to roll, it's time to roll. And I can't be skittish. I can't be half-assed. And anybody that's dealing with me in these arenas, I'm going to have to convey clear messages to, because I'm going to need things to move the way I need them to move, or I'm going to need to find different people to move with, or, different situations. I'm speaking real vague right now because I'm not putting everything out there at this moment. But it's interesting, and it feels good to actually be saying this stuff out loud, and because I'm committing to it, in this moment right here, I'm committing to these things, and I'm okay with that, So just make sure if you have a message, you got a team, or you got children, or you got subordinates, whatever it is, clear messages make it easier on everyone. You don't have to go through the frustration of someone getting what you said wrong. People don't have to go through the frustration of figuring out what the hell you meant or what you're trying to accomplish. They know because you told them and you were clear in what you told them. If you mistake this, it's because you fucked up. It's not me, because I told you exactly what this was. And shit, if you're a psychic, convey clear messages. Hopefully this psychic can convey a message to me that I'll believe. I'm actually looking forward to this. This makes me happy. Yeah? You can see I'm big old grin and shit. This should be fun. So I'm kind of glad she talked me into going and trying that, and we'll see what that turns into. I'll definitely next pod. I'll definitely be back to let y'all know how that went, what I think about it. If she's good at what she does and I believe her, I might even drop a name. If not, I'm not here to slander anybody, but I will tell you I thought it was bullshit, but I won't tell you who it was. So I'm actually kind of tired, so I ain't even gonna keep y'all much longer. I'm gonna get on out of here. Thanks for watching the Crosscast. It's your man Cleveland. Cleveland Homes if you're professional. Showtime if you're nasty. Catch y'all next time. Peace.